And second part of that, are our politicians leaders, or are they administrators and bureaucrats? You know what I mean? People we can trust, people responsible, but are they really, again, like a galvanizing, a public speaker, someone who is inspiring? And I think we can ask that question reasonably and responsibly, and really wonder that. I personally ask myself that question when I look at these guys. I'm not inspired by anyone in leadership, either Democratic or conservative in Alaska. We've got some young people on the state lawmaker level who are, I think, trying to do the job correctly and to the best of their ability, which is refreshing and invigorating. But again, I'm not really sure I've seen enough from them to where I feel like that they're actually crafting solutions and legislation, being innovative, and really, again, being an inspiring leader versus someone who's just going through their party's national talking points on the state level, if that makes sense. I think, again, looking at our state level leadership, Mike Dunleavy, Nancy Dalhstrom, is anyone inspired by these guys? You know what I mean? Whether you think he does good or whether you think he doesn't, was anyone really inspired by Don Young towards the end of his career? Is anyone inspired by Mary Peltola right now? Is she really crafting legislation? She's running with the pack. She might not be alienating either base, liberal, conservative, or messing things up, which is always good. And she's not necessarily just throwing verbal bombs, very confrontational, volatile statements on national media, which is very good. But ultimately, I see Mitt Romney was talking about, like, Jim Jordan, he's never passed a bill. Is Mary ever going to pass a bill? What is, and also for, Senator Sullivan, and for who I agree with some of his stuff, and Lisa Murkowski, I agree with some of their stuff. I disagree with, some of their stuff in terms of legislation, what they're working on, and policy stuff, obviously. But, they're really, the question we ask, are these guys really inspirational leaders? Are they really crafting, solution-minded legislation for the American people and for the state residents in Alaska? We need to ask that question. And at some point, if we weren't obstructing, the young people and obstructing public process like they do on the state level with, like, basically discouraging public input, whether it's raising the salaries or a host of other issues last session, they're discouraging the young people who have the passion, who have that communication and leadership type skills from being involved in politics by the way they administer and run the state.